people, what's going on? I don't know what the NFL is thinking. Their new stance on flagrant and egregious hits, quote unquote, just doesn't make sense. There's no definition, there's no parameters. We don't know what one is and what one isn't. And I'll prove it to you. The fines from over the weekend just don't add up. The NFL fined Brandon Meriweather $50,000 for his hit on Todd Heap. And they also fined Dunta Robinson $50,000, the same amount of money, for his hit on Deshaun Jackson. The NFL is telling you those two hits were exactly the same, which they weren't. They're not even close to being the same thing. Brandon Meriweather launched himself, left his feet, launched himself, hit Todd Heap helmet to helmet. There's no place in the game for that. I'm fine with the $50,000 fine. Bill Belichick even sat Meriweather down. He benched him. You think Belichick's going to bench a player for hitting a guy clean? Of course not. It shows you there's no place in the game for that. But you're going to fine Dunta Robinson the same amount of money for just a regular football hit? I mean, it was violent, but there was nothing egregious. It wasn't illegal, you know? It was a bang-bang play. It wasn't even helmet to helmet, and he didn't launch himself. How is that a fine? And how in the world are you going to fine him the same amount of money you fine Brandon Meriweather? It's just, it doesn't add up. It doesn't make any sense. But as far as the league stance, you have to set some parameters. There has to be a definition. We have to have something to go on. Right now, what we have to go on is the league saying, okay, what Brandon Meriweather did is the same as what Dunta Robinson did, which doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And we're also left to believe, hey, what? Does a big hit that results in an injury, a finable hit, a suspendable hit, is that what we have to go on? We don't have anything to go on. Come on, NFL. It's completely subjective. You look at pass interference. It's subjective, but we've got something to go on, right? If the ball's in the air and a defender interferes with the wide receiver, if he pushes him, if he grabs him, if he hits him while the ball's in the air, it's pass interference, even though it's subjective. We've got something to go on. We don't have anything to go on when it comes to flagrant and egregious hits. If you're telling us that Dunta Robinson and Brandon Meriweather, they're on the same level as far as egregious hits, that doesn't even begin to make sense. The NFL is dropping the ball on this entirely. I hope it doesn't continue. I'm all for player safety, but sometimes helmet-to-helmet hits are unavoidable, and you can't suspend players for them. You have to look at it with your eyes. You have to use logic. Look at intent. Was it malicious? Was it intentional? If he didn't leave his feet and launch himself into a player helmet to helmet, then don't fine him. And don't fine him the same amount of money as a guy like Brandon Meriweather who did exactly that. I'm praying no. That's a no-brainer.